Hi friends, how are you? I know it's been a while. I've been really busy with school and doing other things too, but mostly school and I guess training, exercising. I've been doing a lot of that as well as school. And then I wanted to show you this because I had tonight off. I took the night, so I didn't do anything, didn't have any friends over, didn't go out or anything. It's a Friday night, so there was no training, and I'm just home, and I watched a movie, and I made dinner, and I ate so much. And I'm so full, and I want to go to bed soon, but I'm still too full. So, for some reason, I decided to have a bagel, like, after I had dinner, and I had some dessert, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have this gigantic bagel with honey and jam on it. And so I did, because why not? With all the training, and I have stuff to do tomorrow, a lot of biking and running, so you know what they say about carbo loading. Well, I don't know what they say, but I say you have to do it sometimes. Or I do, because I have a very fast metabolism, and I train a lot. So that's why I heard that bagel, but I'm so uncomfortably full. Ugh. I can't. My brain is just so dead. I don't even know what this video is like. It must be so silly. Okay, well, I bought this yarn. It was from Patons. It's wool, 100% wool. And this is gonna have to be blocked because the edges are rolling in. But isn't that cool? Doesn't it look so nice? I love the colors. Here's the ball of it. It's got like purple, blue, and that sort of burgundy, maroon, brown. My camera's not picking up the colors so well, but it's really nice. It's definitely my color scheme that I enjoy. I'll show it to you a little bit closer. Let's see if that looks like anything. It's kind of cool that it's patterning itself a little tiny bit on this. You can kind of get an idea of the color. And this is going to be a scarf, or I'm thinking about making it an infinity scarf where I'll loop it back on itself, sew it up. That's the back, where it's the pearl side. I really forgot. Oh my gosh. And that's the knit side. I really like it. So soft for wool. Wow. I love it. So I guess I could use this video just to make an update. So just some, if you like this sort of sound, I'll keep doing this. And some talking too. Oh my gosh, where do I even begin? I have been so focused with school and practicing. I've seen like incredible success in my own approach to music, and in January I kind of dove head like straight in and went almost too far, I would say, with being really strict with myself about practicing and about like it kind of happened in all the aspects of my life. Practicing and training and food, or I was just kind of like uber controlling everything I was doing. And initially that felt really good because I I've often just needed a bit more discipline in my own life, and that focus was really good, but I was also just getting exhausted and pushing myself too far. That the one thing that suffered was sort of my, I guess, social interactions, because I was still like, would have regular coffee dates and even some dinner dates with friends and family, and like I always had many that sort of, I'm not like completely shutting myself off from the world, I had that. But when it came to like regular interactions with people, acquaintances and whatnot at school, I began to experience a bit more social anxiety, which I haven't had in a long time. Like I've always had some social anxiety. I remember tons of it in high school, elementary school, and in my undergrad at university. I've always just been a little bit awkward, but now I just feel like I've overcome that in the last few years, and so I just felt a little tiny bit like I reverted, and in one aspect, and I think I talked about this before, but because I was at school so much in January and like being so strict to myself, I was also seeing the same people very regularly and working with the same people, and in those sort of like intense musical relationships, there do arise. I began to have like, I've had some hilarious, not hilarious, but just like crushes, like a teenager, when you just crush on somebody so hard, and not not act like an adult and dealing with it. It's been my problem. Like I could just, yeah, have a crush, but then just be normal. But I haven't been. I've been like, my initial reaction with these crushes is just to run away, and I think that's the like social anxiety piece, where I just like would see somebody and like I don't want to engage, even though I really, really do. My initial reaction is just to run away. And I would have those feelings like, oh my gosh, it's like super giddy, like, and like not have anything to say. And I just had to be like, oh my gosh, grow up. I'm an adult. Wow. But I think that has to do with being in school and being in this intense environment. Anyhow, I've had some time in the last couple of weeks to decompress, go easy on myself, remember that it's okay to take a day off, or to like just eat however many bagels I want with honey and jam. And excuse me. If I miss a night of swimming, that's okay. If I don't go to the track, that's okay too. Like, nothing bad's gonna happen. There's no rules. Nothing's gonna get completely undone. It's just so funny that I am telling myself this, whereas a few years ago it's like I needed more of that structure. So I like that I'm aware of these things, and I can find balance. It's very good to stay busy, though. This time of year, I know it's really tough. Like February is tough for a lot of people, just to stay motivated in general. And so in that regard, I'm really happy with myself for what I've been accomplishing and what I've been doing in school and staying so busy. As many of you know, I moved to a new city in September. So it's been September, October, November, December, January. It's like 5.5 months now that I've lived in this new city. And in the last week or so, I've been really missing where I used to live, people I was with, my friends there, and dealing with that. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot. And so the way I've been dealing with it is to remind myself, like, right now I'm right here, and I need to enjoy and experience what I'm doing right now, and not to harp on the past or what I had no longer have that's here, because then I will never truly be here. I always be thinking about there. So I need to be here, establish myself here. And when I do that, I feel much better. It's like tonight, I've taken this night just completely to myself. Been home alone. I watched Moonrise Kingdom, which I saw it when it was in theaters, and I absolutely loved it. And I hadn't watched it since then, and so this was my first rewatch, and I still loved it. Oh, it was so good. I love Wes Anderson. That's something that I'd been depriving myself in the last month. It's just like watching a movie that I really like. I'm watching a TV show, or something like that. Oh my. I sound like a little bit like a crazy person. It's good to just enjoy just small things. When small things bring you pleasure, you know you're doing something right. I love this yarn. I love this knitting. It makes me feel very warm and relaxed. You know, something I've been thinking about making a video of for the longest time is Alexander technique. I've been taking Alexander techniques for the last lessons for the last year or so. And what is Alexander technique? You know, it's sort of like posture and alignment, but it's a thought process. And so what I do is I go to these lessons where I have a teacher, and they actually put their hands on me and move me into a position. And they talk about it's all about using your body with ease. So it's not about just being totally dead and flabby and relaxed. It's about aligning yourself in the most useful way, I guess, that you have the liberty and ease between all of your joints so that you have mobility, and then you can have activity, I guess, stemming from a place of ease and not with tension or holding or stress. And a lot of musicians do Alexander technique lessons, but also it's very, very common in theater and ballet. And the first couple of Alexander technique lessons I've had, I really experienced ASMR because of the voice of the teacher and just the way they had their hands on me and the way they moved and how they spoke through. It was just so lovely. So I don't know, I always try to figure out how I could do it because so much of it has to do with the touch. That is magical. And I wish that I could recreate that somehow. Anyhow, that's just some thoughts. I'm going to leave you with that.